Hello and welcome back to the channel. Ark Raiders is getting a lot of hype at the moment. It's got overwhelmingly positive reviews and there's already talk of Game of the Year. Uh, it's across multiple platforms. I do have a gaming laptop and Steam, but I prefer to play on console. And what I would say is the user interface there is really intuitive. So the point I'm at the moment is I've gone through the kind of cutscenes that introduce us to a little bit of the lore. We're then taken through a bit of a tutorial where we then arrive in the underground city of Speranza, where we'll be encouraged to customize and create our character, which is what I've done here. The first couple of raids that you're encouraged to go and do with your different tasks ease you in quite nicely. So rather than being populated onto a really busy server where you're going to get killed instantly, it does feel well paced in being able to explore and enjoy the environments and do some looting. So what I've tried to do is close to the lift where we go topside is get onto my map, pin somewhere that's fairly close for an extraction, and then fill my backpack as much as I can with loot and try and make it out alive, essentially. So if I just go ahead and jump into a raid, then you can see there are a couple of different maps open to me at the moment. And as you can probably see on there, there's a night raid in Buried City, which means that it's a little bit more difficult. Dam Battlegrounds is the most frequently visited place. And then the practice range. So they can actually, so he's just reading that, is you can have a bit of just practice the different things. I'm sure that then you're not going to really get much loot. So let's stick to Dam Battlegrounds. And the first thing it's going to do is prompt us to either choose a loadout or we can skip across to free loadout. And that will give us just a random selection of things to take into raid. So it's a low risk approach to get into the raid, certainly early raid, and not be too worried that you're going to lose high value items. It's of course going to make life a little bit more difficult in terms of taking down enemies and other players potentially. But I'm still at the point where I'm getting used to all of the game's mechanics. So I think this was priced at $38.99, which I think feels like a good price. Certainly seems like a game that I'm going to invest a good number of hours into. And as I said, I do find it quite nicely balanced. So this is a different spawn point that I've experienced before. As we go around the environment and breach different things, we're going to make noise which potentially attracts the Ark or the robots. So we can literally just go through and press square to do a quick move of everything that we're looking to loot and get it into our backpack. If we have a look at our map, you can get an idea for the size of it. So here is our marker. Here's an extraction point. That's very close by. So by clicking down the right thumbstick, we can set a marker. So we're only 246 meters away. So what I've tried to do early in raids is not to spend too much time and just kind of fill up a backpack and get out as soon as possible. As you can imagine, the higher loot areas carry a greater risk, so there's going to be more Ark around there. It looks like there's some action over there because someone sent a flare up. You can probably see, I don't know whether it picks up well on the video, there was a little like circular machine over there, and their aim is to come over to you and basically explode and cause you damage. Looks like it spotted us as well. Or has it? Spotted someone. It spotted somebody over there. So that's quite helpful. So we know there's another player around Mostly, my experience of other players so far has been that they use the don't shoot emote and actually mean it. So rather than trying to lure you into a false sense of security, they will genuinely leave you alone. So this area, as you can see, is more industrial, kind of desert vibes. And I'm going to play this on my portal as well. Oh, that's a big one. I don't want anything to do with that. Thank you very much. So we can click on the left thumbstick to move more quickly. That will mean that we reduce stamina. So there is a lot of action around here. Yeah, so playing on the portal gives me another option because that's just streaming from the PS5. And what I've also discovered is that so we bought the game, and we're very fortunate in our house to have 2 PlayStations, which has meant that buying the game once through content sharing, we can both play at the same time and squad up. Oh, I didn't see them. So hopefully that's going to be a friendly. I'm not sure I want to stick around too long. It's kind of 50-50 really whether they're going to engage with you or not. They're going to be heading towards the extract. So you hope that what most people want to do is just the same as what we want to do, is just not that. It's just basically loot, build up some gear and get out, essentially. That's the aim. Oh. We do need to take one of these down, so let's... I think they've spotted us, so the AI is actually quite intelligent. Oh, we are not doing well. I think somebody else must have helped there, because that certainly wasn't me. So we can loot the downed objects. The down arc, I should say. We'll take everything from there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I've got a bandage to quickly heal. So L1, hold down R2 to heal and get our health topped out there. Then back onto our weapon. And then we'll head a bit closer to the extract. Just going to be over here. So I set my waypoint close to it. I think we are going to encounter some other players around here. There's another drone. Looks like somebody over there is setting off a flare. So those areas there that are kind of pyramid shapes, they are our extract points. Is that a camera? So actually our inventory is pretty full. We haven't got a big capacity. We came in with just a free loadout. So what I'm going to do is, just for the purposes of the video, is to try and get a quick extract. So the extract points, we have to activate them, which will be very noisy. So we'll find some cover, because there's a bit of a timer for that to open, and it will attract Ark, which we'll probably see in a moment, to come over and patrol it. It's a bit of a dash, really. You should see that. So it's basically an elevator coming up from Speranza. So once we see that open, we want to get in there as quickly as possible. You can see there's another drone over there patrolling the area. It's difficult to tell actually the size. That looks like it's pretty big and not something I want to be interested in. So let's just make a dash for it, and then that's trying to prevent us getting out. Looks like we're safe. So that I would describe as a bread and butter type run, in that we've got free loadout, so if we did get knocked out, we've not lost anything. So as you can see there, we've got some pretty decent materials. We can hold or press triangle to unload all those items into our backpack, from our backpack into our storage area. It looks like we got some rewards there that meant that we've leveled up, and also hopefully a skill point. So that is a raid in Arc Raiders. Generally speaking, we can either play solo or we can squad up. So we can add friends on there. The workshop is kind of our home environment where Scrappy will go off into the big wide world and bring us stuff back. And we can upgrade him to bring bigger and better things back. We have our workbench where we can turn our different materials into these wonderful products. So that's going to tell us how many component bits we need, and then we can craft them. We then have our weapons bench, which I've unlocked to be able to craft weapons, and also some attachments for them to make them more efficient. So we've got crafting, we've got weapons upgrades there where we can increase the effectiveness of these various weapons. Level up we don't have enough resources for at the moment. Our raider is our character, so as you can see we've got the skill tree. So I've got one skill point that I can spend at the moment, so you've got to go through the skill tree in order. So I'm going to need to be able to get these ones. So if I want to slip and slide, then it's going to cost me a skill point. Over here, what have we got? Revitalizing squat, so stamina will research. Looter instincts, I like the sound of that. I'm going to unlock that, so that means that the stuff that we open will loot faster. Within the same menu we can customize our raider. Now that looks like real currency. Yeah, so you got to spend real money for that, and it's purely aesthetic, so that's not something I'm particularly interested in at the moment. Emotes, there's some that are constantly set, like don't shoot is a universal language apparently, but you can also assign other emotes to a Hot Wheel, and also then Scrappy can upgrade and train as we saw. In terms of the general world, we have our different traders, so we've got medical, grenades, guns. We then also have Shani in security that will set us tasks, as will Celeste, and they will come up on our little task list. Dex looks a little bit like the, I don't want to make comparisons to Fortnite, but there are obviously going to be some, is that as we go through our playthrough, we'll make what appear to be kind of reputation points, and that means that we can unlock some of these cosmetics, as you can see. Page 2, So that's a nice little thing to be able to work towards it, I think. And then the story's just, you know, the different DLCs and the deluxe bundle. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to be making much more content on Ark Raiders. The channel, as it was, I've been trying to get different types of content uploaded just to try and gain some momentum with followers, subscribers, or whatever it's called, that terminology. So I'm fundamentally just doing something that I enjoy and capturing it anyway, and using the PlayStation or the Portal. That means that I can capture it in real time. I can just capture the audio in game and get it straight onto YouTube, so I don't have to spend hours editing. So I'll be putting many more raids of Ark Raiders on there, and I'll talk through as I go and pass on any hints or tips that I feel would be useful. It'd be great if you could pop down in the comments any hints or tips that you've got for me. If you give the video a thumbs up, it lets me know that I'm on the right track with the content. And of course, if you hit that subscribe button, it helps my videos reach a wider audience. It's free and it just takes a second, and it helps out more than you will know. And with that, I will see you in a future raid, and thank you very much for watching.